Hello and welcome back to another coding session with Mr. Jacob. Today we want to further develop our RetroPulse mod tracker player. The last time we built this thing with, or we scaffolded it with the help of Tauri and wait a second, where is it? Source, Tauri, cargo, Tommel. So we used Tauri for the front end, and we used libopenmpt to open and play music, and we used the CPAL, so the cross-platform audio library for Rust, to actually play back something on a sound device. And we developed this thing quick and dirty, just copying more or less together and bootstrapping a project and copying together example code and stuff like that, until we actually had this one. And if you are questioning why I'm using npm to run the app, it's the way that Tauri uses to run. So Tauri then wraps around this call and then initiates a cargo build and starts the dev server of the used application and the JavaScript front-end application and so on and so on. So let's run that so that I can show you how it is currently working out. And I have to apologize for the last time where my audio capture was quite off, so that I wasn't actually able to properly record and mix up the different channels, like the one that the computer was playing and the one that I was recording. There was definitely a problem with that. I hope that I fixed that for now. I have tested it before, as I did last time, but then in the end it did not work out like it should. I hope that it works this time and I can make the music recording a lot less loud and that you can understand me still. So that is what we did the last time. We have the window which is opening and has an action button. And as I click on it now, you should actually, after I've been asked to open a mod file, which this one is one that we downloaded from Mod Archive last time. If I open this up now, it should actually simply play. And I hope that you can hear that now and that it is not that absurdly loud than it was last time and that you can still hear me talking. In case this doesn't work out, I hope I can later on talk over this and fix this up. But nevertheless, the problem that we had last time is that we were actually blocking the thread here to play that. You can see the beach ball rotating there, and I can't actually do anything more because the Tauri app thread is completely blocked up with playing this music, which kind of makes sense, even though the player does this in a different thread that is automatically spawned and handled, but we are actually blocking the thread. So let me stop this and let us take a look at the code. So if I take a look at the main RS code, what we actually have here is we are actually waiting until this playback stream is finished, and until that has happened, we are actually sleeping the thread manually. If we don't do this, nothing will actually play, because the problem is that this stream here would cease to exist the moment this function ceases to exist. So there is no audio stream anymore which is actually playing. So what we need to do is we need to somehow handle this and move it to a higher level where we can then have this stream and interact with it so that it can run actually without a problem. In the meantime, I've done a little bit of research regarding this because I wanted to know what the usual way to do this is. And even though I didn't find the usual way to do this, what I found was that the stream itself cannot be sent across threads. And this is actually a little bit of a problem because I found something which was a really nice thing, and that is something I want to use. That is the Tauri state. you can actually in Tauri, and that is really interesting. You can actually have some sort of state data, which you can then put. No, it was actually a manage call the last time. Maybe there are different ways to do this. What I have seen is actually something that you call, but it's app manage. There it is. So what you do actually is you set up the Tauri app and you give it a certain object as a state. Let me make this bigger. You give it a certain object as a state, and then you can actually have some, there is no example there to do that. Then in the functions that you register, like, oh yeah, here it is. Like, for example, the ones that you can call from the front end, you can then retrieve this state and do stuff with it. And it will be automatically injected by Tauri there, and you can use it inside of your function. And that's actually something that I thought might be possible and help us with this stream. However, the state that is here inserted needs to adhere to a certain way of traits. So the state needs to, where was it? I don't find it anymore. But it needs to be sendable across threads, so it needs to implement send. I think it needs to be static. I'm not 100% sure, so static lifetime. But what definitely it needs to do is it needs to be sendable across threads. And that is definitely not possible with the stream of the CPAL. Because that's somewhere here in the documentation. Wait. In the code, actually, I read it somewhere, and that's a problem. Because I have to admit, I already tested to just put this thing into the state, and then I thought maybe that is like 3 lines of code, and then this will work. But it does not. So. Where was it? I don't find it anymore. It's somewhere in here where it says that it can't be sendable because there are platforms out there which CPAL supports that do not support multi-threaded audio playback thingy stuff. So the platform simply does not support acting or interacting with the audio device on a different thread. And so you can't send it between threads. And that is, of course, a problem for us. So we need to do something else. And this something else I want to try and implement with you today. I've actually no idea if this works out, but what I have in my head is that we implement some sort of player component, and this player component actually lives in a different thread. It will be spawned immediately when the application is spawned, and it will essentially do nothing from the get-go. So it will only be there, and it will wait for commands that we send it via some sort of communication channel. There is something in the Rust, some sort of thread-safe IPC stuff, we will see. And then these commands actually are executed within its own thread, so that the whole stream, the audio stream, the loaded module and stuff like that can all live in this player component. So for one, we have then a quite encapsulated thing that is there and that runs there, and we can talk to it from the outside by simply sending it commands, and then it will in its own thread do this. And as everything stays in this thread, even though the stream will be played there, it will stay there. It actually doesn't need to implement send, and it can live there and it can play there, even though the Tauri app itself or our skeleton around that does something completely different. But I want that to be encapsulated. I've never done that before, and I just want to try that. I haven't done a lot of stuff with threads in Rust. The basic things are quite easy, but we will see if we can get something like this from the ground. And I guess, as always, let's just jump in. So let's try and fix this problem with this sleeping thingy here. Okay, so I guess what I want to do is I want to have some struct called player. Yeah, that's I guess that's it for now. And then, because I have no idea what will be in this player, and then let's implement player. And I guess it will need to somehow do something like, it will need something like spawn thread or something like that. So yeah, let's try. So it needs some sort of thread, and it needs this communication channel. So let's first of all take a look at this communication channel thingy. There was something like IPC channel Rust. There was something like that, but it was no. Wait a second. I just read something there, which was there MPSC Rust? Not Rust. STD Sync MPSC. Multi-producer, single consumer, FIFO-Q communication primitives. That's exactly that is exactly what I was searching for. That is in Rust. Yeah. That is actually a quite nice thing. So what this can do is actually, you kind of, when you create a new thread, before you create the thread, you create a sending and a receiving channel, and then some part can be within the thread and some part can be outside of this spawned new thread. And so you can either send or receive, or you can create two channel pairs and I guess do both. We will see. What's the interesting thing here is that this then is thread safe to communicate forth and back between the thread and the outer layer. So actually this is exactly what we want, STD Sync MPSC. So let's go ahead and let's use STD Sync MPSC. So let's import that. And I guess what we then need to do is, if I understand correctly, based on the example, what we need to do here now is we have, what's the first one? The first one is the sender. So we have a sender and then we have a receiver, and then we simply do channel or MPSC channel, I guess. MPSC channel there. Okay, this does not work. Why? Type annotation needed. Cannot infer type of the parameter t. Okay, type of parameter t. Does it? Wait. MPSC. Where is channel? Channel. So, okay, it has a t. Oh, okay. That is, I assume that is the type that can be sent. So we need something like an enum here, something like player command, I guess, and then, yeah, something like load maybe, and a string, so something like play maybe, and stop or pause, yeah. Load, play, pause. For now, I guess we will see. So, and then I guess I need to create a channel which can transmit those player command data. Something like this. Yeah. Okay. And now we actually do something like std thread spawn, and we move the used variables, and this is now here our player thread essentially. And what it should be able to do here is we should be able to do something like send. No, actually we want the receiver within the thread, so let's do something like match receiver dot, what was it? It was here, there was an example, send receive. So receive dot unwrap, let's for now crash hard if there's a problem. And yeah, I guess we can have it fill the match arms. Okay, so that's actually quite nice. So let's do something like ref file name here, or no, we don't even need to ref it, we can take it. And let's do something like print line load file path, and here let's do something like print line play, and here let's do something like print line pause. Okay, so I guess we have to do a loop around that, so that we actually are looping within the thread. And does this? That's an interesting thing. Move. Why? Wait. Wait. Something's wrong here. Yeah. So it. What's the problem here? Use of moved value receiver. Wait. What? Where do I actually use it? I don't understand. I hate how this is automatically formatted. Let me just put something before this match, like foobar equals something like that, just to what? Just to have it properly formatted, and then we can remove that again. Okay, but the problem is here, use move value into closure here in previous iteration of loop. Oh no, I have the loop at the loop is on the wrong level. The loop needs to be now it collapsed again. The loop was outside of the, yeah, of course, that's a problem. I wanted to loop this match and receive, and this receive blocks if will always block the current thread if there is no data available. Okay. That's exactly what we want. So I guess it works like that. So let's see. Now we have spawned this thread. So let's, outside of this thing, do something like send player command, and let's just go ahead and try out some commands here, like foobar, and we need to unwrap that, I guess. And then what's its problem here? I guess we can simply, yeah, it needs a string, and I've given it only an str reference. And now I guess we can do something like play. Should work, I guess. And then we need something like pause. Okay, so essentially if I call this now, it should spawn this thread, and yeah, let's just see if this actually would work like I think it would. So player, let's just create a new player here, and now let's do player spawn thread. And I've forgotten the same thing I always forget. I need to give this self to attach it, even though it has no self reference currently. So it would have, yeah, it would have worked. And yeah, I don't care. So let's see. So essentially, let's build this again, and let's see if we should get some the different messages here in the terminal. Now we should get something like load, play, pause. And if this actually works, load file foobar, play, pause. Okay, that's awesome. And then the thread panicked. Unwrap on an error, receive error. Okay, so I guess after the pause there went something wrong there, maybe? Yeah, I guess because this method went out of scope, so the sender and receiver got, or at least the sender got dropped, and therefore the channel was terminated, and then the inner thing terminated as well. Okay, that actually makes sense. So what we now need to do is we need to store the sender in here somewhere. So the player needs a sender, which what type actually was that? Sender something. So MPSC sender of player command, I guess this would be. And at the beginning, this would be empty, so we need this in an option, I guess. And then this thing here should not do the sending, so let's comment this out. But let's simply do, after we have spawned the thread, we are doing self.sender, or maybe even directly here. Why not directly here? Self-sender equals sender. So we actually need a mutable self to spawn the thread. That makes sense. And maybe when we are at it, we should, okay, this does not work. Expected options. Yeah, expected option, of course. So we need some sender here. Okay. And once we have done that, let's see, maybe we should even handle the cleanup there when we are at it. So now we know that this works actually. So I guess I should somewhere store the, how is it called? Join handle or something like that. Yeah, join handle. So maybe I should just store the join handle here. Join handle. We don't have data in this thread, so yeah, import that. And I guess this will be an option as well, because after we call spawn thread, it will be there. Before that, it will not. So what we can actually do is we can do self join handle equals. And now we need, okay, this does not work. Why does this not work? Found join handle. Oh, yeah, the same thing. I need a sum here again. Yeah, makes sense. I see. Okay, but then now we have kind of an endless loop here. We are looping and looping and looping and looping. So what we need is we need another player command. We need something like terminate or something to gracefully terminate the player. So let's add that, I guess. So player command terminate would cause this thing to break this loop. So break receive loop. So I'm not sure if I break there, I think it would not break this loop. No idea. Nevertheless, let's just name this loop. And now let's format again. Okay. And now this, I still don't like how this will be formatted. Can't I change that? Come on. Yeah, I can't, because the formatter automatically does its thing again. Can I do it in the next line? No, I can't. Perfect Rust format. Thank you. I usually like Rust format, but I don't like this. Okay. So now we should be able to terminate. So maybe that's the function that we should actually implement here. So something like pubfn terminate. Yeah, terminate, or maybe no. This should not be. Oh, I've got an idea. Let's just implement the terminate function, which is private. So what we do here is it needs to have a mutable self, and what it does is it should do the following. It should get the channel, I guess. So maybe. Let some sender equal self.sender, else I guess we panic for now. By the way, I've learned this syntax here by reading through the code. We copy and pasted the last time because it is in there somewhere here. And I didn't even know that this is actually something you can do in Rust, and I really like it. You can assign a variable destructuring this thing, so you can destructure something, and if it can't be destructured the given way, so if the pattern match does not work, you can give it an else of what should actually happen then. Or that's quite awesome actually, and I like it very much. So I guess we panic by unable to get player channel for sending or something like that. And now this, of course, does not work. Why doesn't it work? Non-exhaustive pattern, none not covered. Yeah, because I did not put else there. Okay, and this cannot move out of, because I just want a reference to this one. Okay, nice. So now I should have a sender actually, which I can use, and then I can send player command terminate. And as I've said, for now we are just hard crashing anytime something's wrong. We will clean up and do proper error handling later, I guess. Okay, so now we have told the player to terminate, and now we should wait for the thread to actually really terminate. So I guess we should self join handle join. I'm not sure. I guess this returns a result. No method join found on on option. Oh yeah. That's actually interesting. So let's ref join handle equals self join handle, and then we do it like join handle join. If there isn't any join handle, then we can't, of course, join it. What's wrong here? Non-exhaustive pattern, none not covered. Yeah, I've forgotten the no, this time I've forgotten the if. Okay. Cannot move out of. Oh, okay. Damn, it doesn't. Wait, doesn't implement copy? I just wanted to reference it. Okay, it seems you can't. But actually, I can take it out of there. So because after that we would reset it anyways. So if it is sum, then let join handle equal self dot join handle take unwrap. So now we should actually have the real thing there, and now we should be able to just join it. So we are essentially waiting, and it gives a result. So let's unwrap that result as well. So now it should actually wait until the thread is really terminated. And now the thing that we should do for some cleanup is, I would say that we tell the sender that there's none now as well, because it should be empty now. So now actually we should have terminated this thing. And what I had in mind was that I thought about implementing drop for players. So just implementing the function that if this thing goes out of scope somewhere, then the thread is terminated and everything is cleaned up. And so now we only need to call self terminate here actually. And yeah, I guess this would do the trick. And maybe we can implement another function like fn, or it's a public function, and we simply call it spawn, and it returns a self. And this will actually be the way to instantiate a player. That's I actually like that. So we create that, which has actually the different properties all set to none first, I guess. Yeah. So none, and then we do a player spawn thread, and after this has happened, we can actually just return it, or not. Cannot mutate immutable. Yeah, it needs to be mutable. Okay, that makes sense. So we mutate it by spawning the thread and setting all the corresponding things like the sender and the thread and so on, and then we are returning the player. And now we can actually do something like, player spawn here, and this is a lot nicer. And now we have these things, and maybe we should, if we when we are at it, we should implement the corresponding functions to send the commands before we then implement those commands. So pubfn play, so, or no, load, and we give it an str, which is a file path. And yeah, later on it will most likely return a result and stuff like that. We will need to handle that. And now we need to, this definitely needs a self-reference. So, and then we actually, how do we, I guess we need to get the sender. Maybe we should, I guess I want this then in another function, get channel. So this will return, what was it? Sender of type player command. Let's see. And then let's do that here. Yeah, and this needs self. And then it should return, and it does return a reference to a sender. There we go. So that we can actually, what's its problem? Import sender? Oh, it's not, we don't have, oh yeah, no, because everywhere else I prefixed that. So I guess we should stay with the prefixing get channel. Yeah, okay. So I guess then now what we do is we do let sender self get channel, and if this is not possible, then it will crash. Okay, that's okay, so that we can reuse that here. Let sender self get channel. I've just abstracted it because I'm not sure that we will that we stay with this kind of concept where and how we store it. We will see. I'm not sure there. So, and now I should do something like sender.send player command load, and then we put do something like string from file path. Yeah, I guess so. And I need to unwrap that because it could error. Yeah, okay. And now we need this again 2 times for play and pause. So we have play, which does not take an argument. So it is just play, I guess. And the same thing for pause. So pause. So I guess now we have that code. So now what we should be able to do is we should be able to put this spawned player into a state variable within Tauri, which needs to be accessible over multiple threads. So we definitely need to put it in a mutex, I guess. So let's put it in a mutex new player. So yeah. So now we actually told it to manage the player thingy here as state, and it doesn't complain about it. That's already quite nice. So what we should do now is, what we should be able to do is, I think I would like to comment all of this out for now. We will definitely need this code, so I don't want to delete it, but we will need it at another position later on, I guess. So what I want here now is I want to somehow see if I can access this state. And if I understood this correctly, let me see, Tauri state. If I understood it correctly, we can do something like, we can tell it that we want to manage this, and then we can actually, where is the example? Oh, come on, we had this. It was a command there. So how do we... There. So we actually... I guess we only tell it that we want it by using the type here, the state type. So let's see. If I do something like player and I put state and it's in a mutex and it's a player. And I guess like this. No, there's a brace too many. So, and I need to import, no, not make it smaller, but import Tauri state. Can I now do something like player.log? Do I actually need to, what is log actually returning? A log result. Blocking the current thread until it's able to do so. Yeah, that's exactly what we want, this functional block, but and so on and so on and so on. So I guess I will need to unwrap this, and then I should be able to actually call something like load file path on it. And if I understand correctly, I should be able now to call play on it. And at least from the typing, that seems to work out. So let's see, can we compile this actually? So if this actually works, then now it shouldn't play anymore because I've removed the player code, but I should be able to actually click the button and see in the console that it should have loaded the corresponding file. So if I click here, I should get the dialog, and now I click this, and now, nice. So it actually worked. So what actually, okay, that's a big step. That has been actually quite easy, syncing up threads and stuff. I like that. Never done that before actually in Rust. So you always learn something new. So what we actually did now is we created a new thread that is lying somewhere there and waiting for our commands. And once we want to click in the client something, we send this to the Rust backend, and this Rust backend then sends this command using this MPSC channel to this thread, and this thread then processes this command. That's actually I guess most of what was complicated here. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to move this code actually. So I guess let's for now just take it all. And I've taken a brace too many there. So, and let's move this one to, yeah, the load thing, I guess. So it should be then here. No, it should be then here, exactly. So let's uncomment that code. I guess we don't need this anymore, but what we need is we need to move this stream out of there into this thread somewhere here. No, somewhere here, I guess. So we will need some sort of CPAL stream thingy here. Let me just put it there. No, it even needs to be outside of the loop, doesn't it? So yeah, and now you can see why I don't like this formatting, because then everything is broken. Ah, damn it. Come on. I really hate it when something like this happens. So, okay, let's repair this, and then we will move this. So, okay, what's the problem here? Receiver missing match, play pause terminate not covered. Wait, what? Okay, some things now I've really broken something here. I guess that there is somewhere a brace too many, or yeah. Okay, let's see what I've put there. So this is actually the spawn thread function. That's not good. Wait, what? Okay, so there is definitely something wrong. We are matching this. We are doing the print line here. This should be there on this level, and this lines up actually. So this should be there. This should be there. This should be okay, this should be there. This should be put there. Still everything lines up, maybe until this here. No, this still lines up as well. So what's the problem here? This should not be a problem. Play, pause, terminate. Okay. So yeah, maybe there was just something else broken. I have no idea. Something was definitely broken, but now it's okay. So let's see. So once load is called, we want to read this module. Yeah, we are still using the code that we haven't fully understood. Perfect, no problem. We are just calling into OpenMPMT, and we will do a lot more stuff with that in the future. Let's just get going. Yeah, we are then having this playback over thingy here. Yeah, maybe we need that. Maybe we don't. I have no idea. Just to track if the stream is over. We will need something else there in the future anyways to track the position in the stream and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's see. That may be some problem anyways. So if we can, to be able to scrub in the stream or something like that, we will see. So now then we are creating the CPAL host and so on and so on. We are checking our system here for the corresponding devices, searching for the corresponding. No, then we are configuring with the corresponding sample rate, and then we are building our output stream. And then we are calling play on the stream. So actually this will not be there anymore because we now have a different play command. So we only want to create our stream. And I guess what we want to do is we want to just put it into, let me see, but this should actually, there's something wrong with my IDE, but yeah, I don't care at this point. This should actually work if we now declare outside of this loop, so somewhere here. We now do something like let mut stream none. And actually it option stream, yeah, it resolved, it automatically inferred what type this would be, which is kind of nice. Value assigned to stream is never read. Yeah, we are not using it yet, but now it should be actually there, and it should exist after we have loaded this. So what we should be now able to do is here we should be able to do something. If let sum ref stream equals stream dot play. Dot unwrap. So, and then I'm just guessing now there will be something like stream pause, stream stop, stream something. We will see. Stream pause. So this actually is okay. And then what's that here? That's not at the right position. So player terminate. Yeah. So now we actually can access this stream after we have loaded it. And now it should actually exist until we specifically terminate it. So it should exist and live in this thread and not only in our command. So actually, I guess I can remove this example code now. Actually, maybe we can now do something like, we should maybe be able to, let me see, where's our play module? So maybe we need a couple more commands now. Maybe we need like load module, or no, this actually would be load module. Then we need play module, and we need pause module, don't we? So pause module. And this one wouldn't take any arguments, and this one wouldn't either. And actually this one would call play, and this one would call pause. Okay. And this one would not call play, it would only call load. And now we need to register those commands, generate handler. So load module. Come on. Yeah, that's my editor is kind of strange. I'm going somewhere with my cursor and then it jumps back. Load module, play module, pause module. Okay, so now we have registered those. We have our player in context. Yeah, I guess now we need our page. Yeah, and there we have the button there. So maybe call this one load, and maybe just copy this one 2 times and call this one play and this one pause, and then do the handle pause here. And oh, you can't see a thing, can you? So let me scroll up, handle play and handle load. And yeah, and now let's rename this to handle load, and maybe just remove this disabling of buttons thingy. I don't think we really need that. Not even sure it really worked. So load module there. So we invoke now the function load module and give it the file path. And now I guess we need handle play, which would be an async function as well. And it will be only await invoke play module. And it doesn't take any arguments. Does it now need an empty object here, or we will just see, I guess. Let's just test it without anything. And handle pause there. So pause module. Yeah, and this should actually be it. Let's see, where's my shell? There's my shell. So no, let's build this thing again. And let's see, now we should actually have 3 buttons there. So a load, a play, and a pause. And if I'm right, we should now be able to really control this thing. So load, I give it the 3SM. Okay, oh, it's already started playing. So maybe it's kind of auto-playing, but the nice thing is you don't see the beach ball anymore. And now the moment of truth. Can I actually pause this? I can. This is awesome. So I hope that the recording worked out this time, and that you properly can hear the music and me. But what I just did, I clicked load, and it started playing immediately. So maybe there is some sort of auto playing or auto streaming, start streaming or something like this when you create this stream. But what I could do is I could click pause, and it worked. And this thing here still is receiving my commands. And now if I click play, is it playing again? It is. That is awesome. That is exactly working like it should. That is really great. So I can do pause again. I can do play again. Pause, play, pause, play. And it is definitely is a stream. So it is, let me pause this in case it doesn't work with a mixing of the audio. So it's definitely a data stream that we are simply sending to the audio device. So we are simply decoding the samples and sending them directly. So we will need to implement something to keep track of how many samples there are and where we are in the sample stream, like to be able to know at which position we are. But actually, this is really great. So we actually fixed our most immediate problem, the thing that we had this running without that we had this running in the main thread and running amok, so that we couldn't do anything else. Let's see how many processing power this actually takes roughly when I click play. Does it even, is it somewhere? There it is, npm, where was it? I don't even see it in this, there, npm Tauri diff, it's 1.3, it's like nothing. So it's like nothing. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, so it's working out like it should. We have implemented a separate thread. We have implemented our encapsulated player component for now, very minimalistic, but a very an encapsulated player, which we can now use to go ahead and build upon that the further functionality of our player here. So we have solved the first major problem. So I hope you had fun learning again with me together how this thread communication works, and that was actually quite fun. And I like that Rust has this, how was it called, MPSC, multiple sender single receiver or something like that thingy there, and yeah, that's awesome. So I hope you had fun as well. And please, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. As always, this really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or any remarks, or you just want to say you like this. Just leave me a comment. It's always appreciated. And of course, if you want to post links to my YouTube channel somewhere on social media or anywhere, or give it to friends, you're always welcome. I always enjoy making this or having this community grow and get even bigger. So thank you again for joining me for this session here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!